Welcome to CATtheMinion YouTube channel. My name is Teresa, but you can call me Cat. This is going to be an Adventures with Plastic Crack. So I'm going to be showing the Kelly and Chelsea dolls that I have. I don't own enough different ones to really make it worth doing a head mold specific video. Because I only have basically 2 out of over a dozen different versions, so it's not gonna work very well, so I'm just gonna show them. I would like to point out though that this is a little Kiddle from 1969. This one's only 2 inches tall. Some of these other ones and this thing in the back would have been about 4 inches tall, and that would have been the predecessor to the Kelly line. And then there were some in the 80s too. Again, I don't really have enough to go into it, but there was something existing starting in about 1966 that was sort of a template for Kelly and Chelsea. This is Tutti Frutti ice cream cone, and just to compare, here is a 4-inch doll. So this is actually a Kelly from 1995. It's not the first one. It's a travel gift set edition, but you can see the bigger Kiddles would have been the same height. They would have had a different body. I believe they had a vinyl bendy body. These ones are small, so they just have kind of a floppy vinyl body. So I'm gonna put her hair's getting messed up from having her hanging off her head on this stand. I'm just gonna put her over here. Okay, so here's Kelly. This is the second version of her face. The first version has like a big wide bottle mouth that had a recess in it for the bottle. It wasn't a full hole like the potty training Kelly was. So her body is just kind of a flat little thing, and she has straight leg joints so that she can sit down. So you can see that her leg position is straight. It only goes up and down. Her clothes are kind of in the way though. And she's got these little hands with separated fingers. There were a couple different versions that had little levers and stuff for grabby hands, and then they tried to make her taller and some other stuff throughout the years. But this is the 1995 edition. This is the second one that has a parted mouth. There's one that had a fully closed mouth. This one you could paint teeth on her, but this one and a few other ones, they had this slightly parted mouth where the teeth were painted over. So her mouth is a little bit open. So Kelly was introduced as a baby, but then they made Chrissy, who was like an even smaller baby. And then now they're using Kelly's body, the same exact body, for these toddler dolls that come in sets with Barbie or the babysitter Skipper dolls. So you see teacher Barbie with a student. Ones from the 2010s had Chelsea with them originally, and then they switched back to the smaller body, and they made these molded head molds for these toddlers. These ones, they don't give names, so I've assigned them names like I've done with the other dolls that don't have names based on history. So, and I do that with Chelsea too, but I'm going to come back to this. I'm just showing this right now because it has the same exact body. You can see it's the same height. It has the same straight leg seating function, the same hands, and the same height and everything. The only difference is that this body has like a molded recess with printed, with like molded in underwear, because God forbid a plastic doll is naked in this day and age. What will the pearl clutchers do? So there's that. And the only other one of these that I still have is this 2001 or 2002 Stargazer Kia. She has the same face, but this one actually has teeth. And her leg joints go at an angle. And she has this little moon that she sits on in her little pajamas. So Stargazer Kia has a light round skin tone, and she's got green eyes. She's so cute. I love her. When I got rid of all the other ones, I could not part with her. And she's got a little telescope, too. It's so cute. I used to have the first 3 Kelly friends, too. I had Becky, Chelsea, and Melody. And I had the nostalgic ones that were dressed like Barbie. I had 2... Or did I just have 1? I had at least the first Dolls of the World Kelly set that came in a big box from Toys R Us. With the Kenyan one, and a Spanish one, and then a blonde one that I don't remember if it's like German or French or what. Little 1990s style logo on there. So I'm trying to get it to focus. Let me bring it in here. So there's Kelly. Kelly was sold as Shelly in Europe, Shelly. And some of the friends' names were a little different. Melody was originally sold as Susie. And Jenny was sometimes sold as Julie. I think that's the only major difference. There might have been one other one too. I think... I was going to say, I think Maria was sold differently a little bit, but I could be mistaken. Okay, so there's Kelly and Kia. So there were like hundreds of these things for like 10 years, and they slowly fell out of fashion around 2003. They tried to make her taller. They gave her a different head mold, and they changed her face. There was like 7 different versions of this one, or 6 or 7 different versions of this one, and then there were the lemon head ones that were a dismal failure, and then they made a little bit of a taller body, and they made her head like the way that they painted it made it look fatter. Her head looked fatter. And then in 2010 they switched her to Chelsea. So this is the first Chelsea that I bought. This one's 2015. Rockin' Royals Chelsea. And she has pink hair instead of blonde, but Chelsea's usually blonde. I don't know if she's going to stand up on her own. So these guys are 5.5 inches tall. They're a little bit shorter than the original Tutti and Todd and Chris dolls from the 60s. So it's kind of a replacement for that, although Tutti and Todd became Stacy. So everybody got scaled up. But the progression would be that the little Kiddles became Chelsea and Kelly. And Chelsea is sold by the same name everywhere, because I guess for some reason it was easier for other cultures to pronounce Chelsea's name instead of Kelly. But it's the same character. And there was some movie where they made a joke about it too. I don't watch those Barbie movies, but I saw a clip of it. It might have been from the Dreamhouse series. It was like Raquel was being a bitch to Kelly and to Chelsea, and she called her Kelly, which I thought was funny. It's like, they know what they did. So, yeah. I parted her little guitar out to another doll to look like an electric ukulele, and she's got Elvis's microphone here. Changed her shoes too. So anyway, this is, look at her. Come on. Her eyes look a little bit bigger than some of the other ones. She's sort of a transitional mode. I have a couple of her friends, and you'll see that they have smaller printed eyes. This is the same face. The face shape looks a lot different when they paint the eyes bigger. That's all it does. And they also, on these friend dolls, the eyes kind of come out in like a teardrop that's pointing out to the side and a little bit down. It makes the shape of the face look different than eyes that are slightly bigger and angled upward at the corner. So this is a little activity friend. She's got a milk and a donut. A lot of these dolls have one straight arm and one bent arm. They have these little hands that go right to their belly. This one, her arm is open because she's supposed to be able to play her little guitar that she came with. These Chelsea dolls will wear Kelly's shoes. One thing that I actually hate about these dolls more than anything is they have a molded on top on most of them. There's a few Chelsea dolls that have just a body and wear full clothes, but they're very rare. So usually they'll have this body that has a lip in it to hold their bottoms and is like a little tunic, like a little leotard that's molded and printed on because they don't want to spend the money to make them real clothes, and it's really aggravating. So they'll usually just come with like a cheap little elastic skirt. Some of them have little shorts. And male dolls have been very rare in the Chelsea line. For a few years they were giving them names. I want to say these dolls that came out in 2016 was kind of when they stopped naming them at all. So I had to dip back into the name collective. Some of the dolls I've named the same as the ones in the Chelsea line. So here's a little movie. Someone going to the movies, and she's got the same kind of printed on molded body with a skirt that just goes up to that little lip there. And this one, these were all from 2016. This one is a little artist. So she's got, they have like some kind of gross wax in their hair that came from the factory that I don't like. I gotta figure out how to clean it. So she's got a little art piece that she made. It comes with her. So these dolls can wear Kelly's shoes because they have kind of the same size feet, although Chelsea's feet are a little bit longer. They're skinnier, so they're semi-compatible footwear wise, as I've changed some of their shoes out. So this doll, this is sort of a transitional doll. This is 2016, and these I think are, this one's 15 and these ones are 16. I get confused. This doll is especially from 2017 though. You can see the huge difference that they made the eyes much larger. Is that gonna, let me zoom in a little bit. I seem to have an awful lot of these for something that I don't really like. They're kind of, I mean, especially with the bigger eyes, they're pretty cute, but you can't do as much with these dolls as you even could with Kelly, because their arms aren't very cooperative. Okay, so see this one has much larger eyes and they're pointed upwards. So no names. So again, like I said, I've dipped back into the names. So this one and this one are Jenny. This one is Pleasance, which was a Hart family kid from the 80s. And this one is Maria. So these two are Jenny. And I have a blonde Chelsea. This is the only actual blonde Chelsea that I've got. So she is from 2018, I think. She has these similar large eyes. So this one is a Dreamtopia rainbow Chelsea that came with Otto. He lost his sunglasses. So they made a closed mouth version of Chelsea that came out around 2010, the same as the other one. And I don't have any of those. And I don't think they've made them for several years. It looks like they stopped making the closed mouth ones around 2017 or 18. So Otto takes Chelsea's face and they've just given it molded hair. That's essentially it. It's the same exact face. Otto has a twin brother or evil twin or whatever it is called Notto, who looks exactly the same. Same outfit. Same outfit and everything. Let me put his sunglasses back on. Except, there we go. Alright, so Otto's evil twin / twin in general. is called Notto, like with an N at the beginning, and has a little red hat, a little red plastic hat with a chin strap instead of sunglasses. Otherwise, they're identical as far as I can tell. And Dreamtopia, I believe, is a series, like an animated series. No, that set also came with this little dog, Honey. Little plastic fucking thing. So the other thing they did is they diversified a little bit, because again, they hadn't had. They had like one male doll, Darren, that had his own. That had the closed mouth version of Chelsea with rooted blonde hair in, I think, 2014. And that was the only male doll since before Chelsea even started that I'm aware of. But I think 2018, this little guy, they took, again, Chelsea's face and gave it a molded hair. So he's got this little short cut cropped hair with a little texture on it. And he didn't have a name, so he's got this little outfit. It's all one piece, though. Otto's clothes are separate. This kid... Let's see. Yeah. He has, like those that toddler doll I was talking about, he has little molded-on underwear on his torso. And his clothes are all one piece. They did this on a couple of Ken dolls in the 80s, I noticed, but for the most part... Now I can't get his Velcro to close. This is a thing they're doing now. I noticed for the 2020 or 2021 dolls, I was looking at some pictures, that for, like, the career set with Ken, looks like he's wearing a shirt and pants and it's all one piece. Really cheapening it up, and it kind of makes me angry, but this kid is really cute. So, the Sew and Style dolls that used slightly taller versions of Kelly around 2010, they had a boy called Julian. So this is Julian, in my opinion. He came with a little hamster. And have a blonde kid, I think 2019, this one. So it's a blonde kid using that auto head, and he's got blue eyes instead of brown, and he's got this little emoji outfit, and his shorts and top is all one little jumpsuit too. And because Kelly's little blonde friend was Tommy, I decided this one's also Tommy. So he's just got this little outfit on, little emoji shirt. There was another doll in this set that was a red-headed girl with green eyes that had a different emoji on her outfit, and he just came with a little dog. So then there's just this toddler again, without any names. So this one I called Sylvie, which I think was from it was from the Rosebud dolls in 1977. And the Rosebud babies are the molds they used for the Hart family kids. And then Kelly was immediately following up on those. So just kind of looped it all back around. So that's it. That's the Chelsea and Kelly set collection that I've got. And again, I don't have enough to really go through all the different head molds, because I've basically just got different versions of this face, and only this one. There's 9 different toddler dolls with 9 different hairstyles. This is the only one that I've got, and I only have one out of like 9 different Kelly faces, and then just the one-ish version of Chelsea. So it's just kind of showing off what some of them look like, essentially. And then, again, the big change in 2017 with the bigger eyes, which I think made a lot of difference, because I didn't really like the Chelsea dolls, and now they're kind of cute. And it's nice that they're adding not only male friends, but a little bit of diversity, because they've got this guy, and then they've got a dark-haired kid with blue eyes like this, and then they've got like a lighter brown. Where's Otto? Is he buried? Oh, they've got a lighter brown like this, with green eyes instead of the eyes that Otto has. So they're making it slightly more interesting. They also have another hairstyle on a blonde kid that's kind of like it's like kind of curly up on top instead of this diagonal situation. So I don't have that one either. All right. So that's it. I'm kind of bummed that I got rid of all those Kelly dolls, because I want to say several of them. I had a couple from 2005 when they started making Kelly's face paint bigger like they did in 2017 on these guys. I had one that had like a little giraffe pajamas that was really cute. But, you know, things happen. Alright, so if you'd like to... Let me get this moved here. If you'd like to see more stuff like this... There we go. I do have an Adventures with Plastic Crack playlist. I know that's crooked, but I don't want to mess it up worse. Okay. If you'd like to help keep this channel running to see more content like this, or to contribute to purchasing some of the other missing faces in this collection, you can donate, energy exchange, tip jar, PayPal, Cash App, or Venmo. But if you'd rather have material goods for purchases, I've got coloring books, dark poetry, merch, prints, actual art items available. I've got a couple of doll parts on Etsy. I think they're both $11, and that's mostly just to cover shipping. So it's the shipping is free, but the cost of the item is basically only to cover the shipping, if that makes sense. There's a fashion and then a spare head. There's a loud vehicle about to go by, too. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment, check out my playlists tab, my discussion tab, and stay groovy, and we'll see you later. Bye.